Hello, my name is Sudha Venugopalan, and today I will be talking about Redisearch, the powerful search engine built on top of Redis. We will go through the core features of Redisearch, its installation steps, commands, and use of Redisearch Python libraries. For my project, I've been able to query Seattle parks and recreational centers based on some of the cool features that Redisearch provides. Now let's get into it right away. Redisearch does not use any of the Redis internal data structures, but its own highly optimized data structures and algorithm. It's built on top of Redis as a Redis module, and this allows it for advanced search features with high performance and low memory footprint. It does follow Redis protocol, replication, persistence, and clustering. Some of the cool features of Redisearch are full text indexing of multiple fields in a document, exact phrase matching, numeric indexing, geographical indexing using radius filters, incremental indexing without performance loss, a structured query language for advanced queries, fuzzy matching with your autocomplete engine, all providing a low latency and high throughput. Redis search also allows us to run long queries without blocking Redis, which is indeed a big advantage. We have compared Redis search with Elasticsearch and Solar, and we find that Redis search has a very high throughput even for a simple two-word query like Barack Obama. In this chart, we have analyzed between Redis search, Elasticsearch, and Solar, and Redis search provides the best throughput with a low latency for both of the scenarios that is described. One is a simple two-word query, and the other one is an autocomplete feature. So Redisearch has emerged the biggest winner when it comes to throughput and latency. Redisearch has several client libraries written by module authors, community members. These abstract the API in different programming languages. It is most easier to use a client library that is abstracting the APIs than using the raw Redis commands. Current available libraries of Redisearch are written in Python, Java, Go, JavaScript, and a few others that's mentioned here. For the purposes of my project, I use Redisearch with Python. Redisearch-py is a Python search engine that utilizes the Redisearch Redis module API. It is the official client of Redisearch and should be regarded as its canonical client implementation. In the course of our semester, we have learned to import many modules into Python using the pip command. Redisearch is no different. Pip install Redisearch actually installs the Redisearch module of Python for use in our Python scripts. I'm going to go ahead with some of the installation steps that are needed to install Redisearch on a command line, and also show you how my Python scripts are written to do the task of searching based on simple text, geographical filters, fuzzy logic, and autocomplete suggestions. Let's get started right away. To install Redisearch, we need the main prerequisite is you need Redis on your system. In week 9 of our lecture, we have installed Redis on our CentOS VM, so that would help and we don't need to reinstall it again. However, Redisearch also needs another library called CMake. CMake can be easily installed on your CentOS VM using the commands that is given in this report. Now, if you go to after you install and do the steps that are mentioned here in this document, when you do cmake minus version on CentOS VM, you will get your cmake version number as you need as 3.0. Let's look at it. So you get cmake version 3.00 that is needed to run your Redisearch module. Now to install Redisearch, you have two ways to do it. You can either do a cmake and then a make, or you can just do a regular make. But for both of them, Redisearch uses cmake as its build system. To use cmake or make, we need to clone the Redisearch Git library. So you clone the Redisearch Git library and follow the instructions here in order to build your Redisearch module. Once you finish your make of the Redisearch source code, you should be able to see the redisearch.so library inside your source folder in the Redisearch directory. So here you see the redisearch.so. Now this is used to start Redis on any Redis server on your command prompt. So your command will look like redis server hyphen load module source redisearch.so. This loads Redis search module on top of Redis, so you can utilize the Redis search commands in your Redis CLI prompt. Now let's see some of the simple commands of Redis CLI that can be used to perform Redis search operation. So let's start with creating an index in Redis search. To create an index, you will have a schema. There are three different fields that you can use to create your index: a text field, a numerical field, or a geo field. I'll start with the text field. So you create an index, my index, with a schema that has a title, body, and URL, and a weight for the title. That's 5.0, which says that's the most important field when it comes to searching. Now to add an index, add documents to the index, you will use the ft.add APIs to add documents to the index. You can add multiple documents to the index using the same command. And to search on the index, let's try searching an index that's not present in our document. Hello world, it says that there is no index present in your document. Now if we search the Redis search, it will pull down the Redis search document that we just inserted, and you get the response that can be fed into any front-end search system. You can also drop the index by a simple command ft.drop, and that will drop the index. Now this is for all text related fields. The most coolest feature of Redis search is the geo fields that I had a chance to take a look at and use it. To create a geo field, you create a schema. Since we dropped the index, I'm going to reuse the index. You create a schema with my index. The schema has a name text field and a location geo field. Now you can add fields to this, where your location field will be a latitude and longitude representation of the particular I'm sorry, my index is mentioned incorrectly, so let me write it up. So now you have added your geolocation field into your Redis search library. Now to search on it, you have different commands. I like this particular command because it's short and precise. And if you search on it with a for a 1,000-mile radius, you get your fields that are all the locations that are within the 1,000 miles of this latitude and longitude. Cool, isn't it? Now we can use these same features in our Python script to do our search on Seattle parks and recreational websites. So another thing that I forgot to say was Redisearch just provide autocomplete suggestions. So you can add, to do autocomplete suggestions, you have to first configure these autocompletes by using the ft suggest add. So if I now were going to add autocomplete suggestions like this, and hello world 2, hello world 3, I can create fuzzy logic on this, or I can do an exact phrase match and get autocomplete suggestions. If a customer just typed HE or HEL, you can get all the autocomplete suggestions that will work with HEL. You see, so this is quite useful when you have to pull down a drop down based on what the customer is typing. Let's go to understand how the Python script was written to search Seattle parks and recreational data for park names, geofilters, and for fuzzy logic search. So we have our Redis server still running up there. Now I'll go through my Python script that I have. So here we create an index with, we create a client named Seattle Park, and we create an index where we define the schema for our index, which has a name, address, zip code, and a geo field. We also initialize an autocompleter so we can extract the CSV file data into the autocompleter so that we can pull suggestions based on what the customer is typing. So we will add documents into this index created over here using client.addDocument, and we also add suggestions based on the name and the address into the autocompleter class. Now to perform a simple search, you just do a client.search on a particular name, and it will bring down all the parks with has a name Ho in it, which is very cool. Also, we can perform fuzzy logic on it with using the search command. 1% here shows, or one question, the sign over here shows that it's Levenshtein distance of 1, and if there is 2, it's Levenshtein distance of 2, which will make more output be visible to the customer without too much of an extra match, something that is related. Also, we have shown how autocomplete suggestions. In this example, I use a row which is not probably there in my data set, and since I did not enable fuzzy logic, I will not get any data back because there's nothing that matches. However, if I enable fuzzy logic on the suggestions, I will get similar data like how, so on and so forth, and that will help us bring down a list of parks for the customer to select from. Also, the coolest thing I felt was the geofilter search. Now, based on my browser's location, when I enable location services on my browser, I can send my latitude and longitude to Redisearch, and it will bring up a list of parks that are closest within a defined mileage. Here you define miles, or you can define kilometers or meters. There are 4 different forms that you can define here, and you provide the latitude, longitude, and the field onto which that the search needs to happen. In our query over here, place is the geo field, and you can perform a search on the geo field with this. Now, when I run this project with simple Python, of course, I did change the permissions of this script to be chmod plus x so that it can execute. So if you see, I have a cool list of details wherein it's all annotated. First I'm reading a simple text search which will provide all matches of Ho. The second one is doing a fuzzy logic search on Ho with a Levenshtein distance of 1, which is almost similar to doing a plain search. Now fuzzy logic with Levenshtein distance of 2 provide a lot more similar kind of words to Ho, and that will help us provide the customer more information. Auto suggestions also had the same thing. When we started with ROW, we didn't find any auto suggestions without any fuzzy logic. However, once we add fuzzy logic, you see COW, HOW, RO, all those pulled up, which is almost similar to ROW, and all those are displayed to the customer. Again, the coolest thing, the geofilter search pulled up all the addresses, names, and zip codes and addresses of the particular parks that are closest to the coordinates that we had given, and that is a very useful tool to help the customer pull down a list of parks that are closest to your location based on your browser location. Now, in this particular lecture, I am not going through too many of these details, but I have provided some of my information in the deck, and also the resources I used for to come up with all this data, and also come up with all the details on how to use Redisearch. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Please reach out to me for any questions. Thank you.